fires, some of the burned remains, and it tells so many stories, certainly, as you read about what these families went through. And this whole exhibit is marvelous. And another side of that we want to bring, and we'll be bringing to you on a monthly basis, is looking at the fire through the eyes of firefighters, other officials, broadcasters. It certainly is an event that changed this city forever. And we're so fortunate today, and I would like them to stand if they can. The originators, the creators of this exhibit are here for our first event. Wendy Pierce Nelson and Liz Cobb. Liz, would you stand up, and Wendy, would you stand up if you would? These two women to put this event together, and it's through hundreds of hours of interviews and research and writing and pictures and photographs that this exhibit really has come to life. And today we're so pleased to have with us a gentleman who had so many roles, I think, the night of the fire in Steve Schopper. And I'll introduce Steve in just a moment. But I want to take you back to Friday, June 22nd. There was a report of a fire west of Colorado Springs in the Waldo Canyon area, I believe. And Steve was among those officials that went out, and a number of officials went out and couldn't find any fire. Is that correct? Couldn't find any fire. With all of the tools they had, this was Friday the 22nd. Saturday the 23rd, I was coming back from Cripple Creek and drove down through Highway 24, drove right through 24 in Madison Springs, didn't see anything. My friend dropped me off, turned around, and was driving back toward the highway and called me and said, "Do you see the plume of smoke coming from the mountains?" That was my first introduction to the Waldo Canyon fire. And then, of course, the events of June 26th. And there are so many memories. All of us have memories of what took place that day and that night and the days afterwards. Mine is very, very brief, but I remember watching the daily press conference and the officials who stood like I did in the mountains behind them, and all of the press where you are, and all of the press reacting because it looked like things were getting worse. And none of the officials, of course, were seeing it until finally, I think, somebody came up and said something to one of the officials, and at that point, the fire took on a whole new and different and tragic meaning. With that in mind, I want to introduce our special guest, Steve Schopper, who is with the Colorado Springs Fire Department. He is their videographer, and he is going to give you a view of the fire that maybe some of you have seen, but not all of us have seen what he is about to show you. It is something that will run the gamut of emotions, I think, over the next 45 minutes or so. Thank you for coming out, Steve Schopper.